The Pro Wrestling Vault. 35 short stories including Harley Race, Ricky Morton, Tracy Smothers, and Tim Storm. Along with 300 photos from the independent scene, taken from Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Get your book today by going to WrestleVille.com or LanceByChance.com. WrestleVille, it's where wrestling lives. PWZ Podcast with Rick Del Santo. For all your wrestling reviews, interviews, and news, Rick covers the United Wrestling Network, the NWA, and the Northeast region of the United States independent scene. PWZ keeps you in the zone.
What's going on, everybody? This is the PWZ Podcast. I'm Rick Del Santo, and joining me, as always, the Showtime Marcel Williams. How the hell are you, sir? It's been a couple weeks since we've gotten our shit together, you know? I've been sick, been tired and drained, and we're finally here, and we got some wrestling stuff to talk about.
Yeah, me and you both. You've been sick. I've been working a lot, drained out, tired from work. And we are here finally after, 2 or 3 weeks? I think 2 or 3 weeks.
Has it been? No, it's got to be 2 weeks. Jeez. I think we
weeks?
just did. I think we only missed 1 week, so, you know.
All right,
it's
so
been like a long, yeah.
But
yeah, well,
we missed y'all. We miss each other talking about the world of wrestling. So we got to get this going and get it started with some sad news, actually.
yeah, some sad news today. We found out that Jimmy Rave has passed away. Jimmy is I'd like to consider him a legend in the world of professional wrestling. He made his mark in the NWA in the earlier 2000s, Ring of Honor, TNA. Bill Behrens had posted it on PW Insider and Twitter. Bill Behrens is former NWA president. Jimmy is a former two-time NWA junior heavyweight champion. It's very sad. He struggled with some severe addiction problems over the years, the last 20 years at least. And now it eventually led to his arm being amputated back in, I think, January. And then just in, I think, either September or October, a few months later, he had both his legs amputated. And then obviously this news, this afternoon I found this news out now. So I want to send our condolences to his friends and family. It's very sad, man. He was a great dude. We actually had him as a guest here back in February on PWZ. Danny Bryant had interviewed him for the PWZ podcast. So it's actually one of our most played videos. If you guys want to go and check out that interview on YouTube, go ahead. It's a pretty interesting interview. He dives into a lot of stuff, gets pretty personal. So go check that out. What's your do you have anything to say, Marcel?
Yeah, I give a condolences to family and friends, and I remember him as being in TNA with Lance Voigt.
Yep.
At that time we're doing TNA wrestling, and that's how I remember him and do that run of 2007 and around, they say, the peak years of TNA wrestling. But like I said, once again, it's unfortunate the events that went through to his passing, but we give a prayer to the family and the friends, and it's sad. It's sad.
The one thing I want to mention is that Pro Wrestling Loot is making a figure of him. Now, they had this figure out a few months ago, up for pre-order, that they were, if you purchase it, it was going to go, the proceeds were going to go help Jimmy with his medical bills. And now, they had stopped the pre-order, basically. There was a cutoff date, and then they were going to produce them early the following year, 2022. But seeing that he passed, they reopened those pre-orders, and they're going to donate all the money to the family and children of Jimmy Rave. So if you didn't get it, you can go ahead, and there's going to be a special variant version as well. I know you guys like these micro brawlers and pint size all stars, so go check that out on ProWrestlingLoot.com. and leave that donation for the family and children of Jimmy. On top of that, this past weekend, Paradise Alley held an event. Matthias did not get to defend the world championship because he was under the weather, in which, Marcel, you did not get to battle him. Now you guys were supposed to get supposed to be your first one-on-one. Well, not first, but you guys were supposed to go at it because you guys both ran into a little trouble with a little Vlad over the last few months. So you guys were finally getting to meet again.
Yeah, it was scheduled for me and him for the PAPW championship, and no distractions, no Vlad, no holiday being added, and just me and him for I say the biggest prize in PAPW. But it didn't happen. He was under the weather and really badly sick. So like I said, once again, I give my best to him, and we'll do it again soon. Sooner or later, I get some major announcements coming up in the upcoming weeks.
This past Saturday was recorded for FITE, so I don't want to spoil anything necessarily, but I'm going to say that for anybody that was there or anybody that was not there, keep a lookout for the event to be streamed at some point. It was a really good show. I had a fun time at the show.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. And I made my commentary debut. I don't know how great it was, but might have to be some overdubbing by somebody there during the match.
Hey, it may be, but it was worth a try. We could do it again. It'll always get better. But it was a good night for Paradise Alley, and good things coming in the future for us to keep it exciting, and more updates coming soon. Just stay tuned.
Next up for you guys, January 29th, you guys are going to be holding New Year's Retribution, which is always one of your biggest show of you kick off the beginning of the year with that big show every year. So I'm looking forward to that one. I've been to that one the last few years. So let's move on now. Oh.
No, it's a big event for PAPW. It's like a refresh. So I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, stay tuned.
It's also this past Saturday night, Ring of Honor held their, which many people anticipate was their final show. Some people are unsure of whether they're actually going to come back. They said they were taking that 4 months off and going to rebrand in April. But some people were talking as if we were just finally saying goodbye. If you notice, what I liked about this show, there was a lot of great thank you videos and tribute videos. Tony Khan had lended some of his talent that made their names in Ring of Honor, such as Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Jimmy Jacobs. I know I'm missing a couple others. They sent in some nice videos for that. I know I'm missing somebody. I just can't remember who it is.
I know the few that you just said. I remember it was CM Punk, Bryan Danielson. It was a whole slew of legends of ROH, and a lot of footage that was popping up too, showing all the good times that they had. It was a great event. Then you had some cameos. Yes, FTR cameos.
I gotta tell you, even though I watched that show 2 days later, I had not read any of the spoilers. I stayed away from the internet, anything that was Ring of Honor related, because I did not want to see it. As soon as those lights went out and then they were standing there and their music hit, I literally popped. I jumped. Like, I was like, oh shit! Like, it was predicted. It was predicted. That's my favorite tag team of the modern era.
Yes.
But those guys are just sick. And now, congratulations to the Briscoes. They've won their 12th Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. That match, damn man, that match was out of this world. That was a freaking great match, dude. Them and OGK, Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. Maria Kanellis returned to Ring of Honor to walk the OGK down to the ring. That was a really good match. There was a pre-show. I didn't get a chance to watch the pre-show. However, the main card started with Dragon Lee and Ray Horus, which I thought this right there, man, that match, dude, these two started tearing the house down. Did you see this match at all? Yeah. it was beginning to end. The show was great. This match right there.
Right.
I mean, some of the stuff that happened. I mean, they're right within like a minute. Trying to think which one it was. Ray Horrors dove outside the ring at Ray Horrors, and it was just, dude. It was just a really cool match.
Yeah, it was a great opener for their hopefully not their final.
I hope not. Well, they kept talking like it was, but then at the same time they were just like end of this era, But it's
yeah.
I don't know. Did Sinclair give up on them altogether? I wish they would have invested a little bit more.
I mean, they had money to invest. That's one of them. But two, the end of the era, I think they're talking about like the era of contracts, because now going forward, they just going to treat it as an independent promotion of like, it's not guaranteed who's going to be a champion for a long amount of time, because you don't know whether they're going to get signed or not. So it's just it's going to be a new structure going into the new ROH, if there is going to be a new one.
One of the things that I want to talk about with that, now that you said that why wouldn't they try to give out more guaranteed contracts? There's a whole slew of guys that were just recently released from WWE, 82 guys in the last year, mind you, that they could try to bring in. You know what I mean? That if Sinclair wanted to take Ring of Honor seriously, they could, try to get some of these guys and have some top-notch action. I mean, bring it back to the Ring of Honor of old that the people fell in love with.
I mean, I still take it back to the pandemic, and everybody like to blame the pandemic, but they was the only company that really took care of their workers while they wasn't running. So I kind of feel like them having a heart for what they did kind of like stabbed them in the back, kind of, because like now they couldn't do it financially. Like, Sinclair does have the funds to do it. It's just I don't think they was fully vested like Tony Khan or Vince McMahon are invested in.
It's not only that though. 2019 they got destroyed by WWE cherry picking like all the top talent out of there as well. It all started there, and the pandemic, didn't help because they had a horrible 2020. And then shutting down during 2020. It was 2020, right? Yeah. It just didn't help. God knows, it could have been better. I mean, I was hoping that it would have improved over time, that Sinclair would have just said up their budget a little bit more to go higher. I mean, there's a lot of great wrestlers I would have loved to have gone in there, but they did bring in really good guys like Josh Woods, Tony Deppen, was it Hot Sauce Tracy Williams, so
yep.
They were on the right track, especially when they came back with that the Pure tournament, but they were doing everything empty arena, and then basically they were trying to rely on, say, making money through like FITE with the advertising and possibly merchandise, so they weren't necessarily making very much money. They were actually weren't they millions of dollars in debt, or a few $1 million when we did that?
$1 million in debt.
Yeah, that couple episodes back. Yeah, I think we discussed that a couple episodes back, and I threw out the number that I found. All right, on top of that, the ROH Television Championship. Congratulations, Rhett Titus. He defeated Dalton Castle, Silas Young, and Joe Hendry in a four-way. Rhett Titus, also a former PWC guest. Which that was a really fun interview. Really cool dude. Rhett Titus is killing it out there, man. That guy's he actually recently debuted in the NWA as well. So the Ring of Honor and the NWA seemed to be working together again. So I think that it's possible that they're going to start bringing guys over there to the NWA. So, I guess Billy's got something going on there that he knows that some of these guys are going to be unemployed pretty soon. So he wants to help out and bring in the good talent.
You just seen Matt Cardona pop up. So NWA is starting to be another home for a few of these unemployed workers. Is unfortunate, but at least it's somewhere to work. Yeah.
We'll get into the NWA a little bit because I got some other stuff I want to talk about there. We don't necessarily have to talk about the pay-per-view because it happened 2 weeks ago. But it was a good show. I will say that. On top of that, the Pure Championship, Josh Woods retained against Brian Johnson. Another great match. I thought this was a really fun one.
Mm-hmm.
The Fight Without Honor. Shane Taylor defeated Kenny King. This match was pretty brutal. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, this match is real stiff. I seen clips of that.
I mean,
This match is real.
The pile driver on the ladder, like, you know, he had the ladder from the barrier, like over the barrier onto the ring, and he just lifted him up and just. And I was just like, Jesus, man! I really thought these guys and
they pulled it all out.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that Shane Taylor tried to kill Kenny King legit because it was fucking brutal with the end of that match. The Women's Championship, Roxy retained against Willow Nightingale. It's a pretty good match, but it was kind of short, in my opinion. At least short for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, you know, they always do the ladies like that. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. And I think
can't win them all.
Nope. And this is 8-man. Brody King, Homicide, Tony Deppen, and Rocky Romero. Shit, I didn't write down the results of this one. Damn. They took on Tracy Williams, Taylor Rust. I know. And Eli, I can't even say that. Isom and EC3. And guess who made his appearance at the end of this match? The former Braun Strowman.
Formerly known, now the Titan.
Oh, we can't say that. We might get sued. Adam Scherr, the Titan. That was, you know, I saw it online initially, and I was just like, oh, God, I kind of rolled my eyes. I said, he's not, you know, when you think of Ring of Honor, you don't think of big, tall muscle heads like that, like strongman guys, right? You think of smaller guys that are work rate guys, you know? But then I actually watched it, and I got to tell you, man, the way that this was done, it was done really well.
Mm-hmm. It was just like, you know, Sid Vicious coming in ECW.
Right. Yeah, but I think I don't know.
Right?
Yes, I do. I like Sid though, so I thought that he kind of fit in there in a way.
I mean, thought it was cool.
Yeah. We already covered the tag team championship. We started off with that, and my God, the world title match obviously was Bandito, right? Could not be there because he got COVID, so there was no. You know, he couldn't defend his title. However, this match was for the original ROH championship. It was Jonathan Gresham as he defeated Jay Lethal for the ROH championship. Probably, I mean, obviously, I think this is match of the night. You got two of the greatest wrestlers in the world today competing against each other, and I thought this was phenomenal.
It was a great closer, and it was definitely fitting for all the I'm saying superstars like this WWE. All the performers for ROH around the ring, you know, doing the dog pound on the mat and just closing out this great pay-per-view and just a farewell to ROH.
Yeah, I'm sitting here just wondering what's going to happen with them in April if they come back, or is it just going to be a thing of the past? They're not going to, from what I understand, they're not interested in selling their video library. I guess that people have thought that they're going to sell it to the McMahons, and ROH said no. So Honor Club is still going to be a thing.
Okay.
I mean, they could probably continue to make money that way if they.
They can. I mean, it would be great for the McMahons to buy it and have All In. But, you know, that would be interesting. See if they put that on the network.
I'd like to see that again, and it's impossible to find. I guess I can find a bootleg of it somewhere.
It's on FITE TV.
Yeah, I mean, why would I pay for something that happened 4 years ago?
I think it's cheaper on FITE TV now. I think
more
over the events go, it get a little less. I think. Let's
take a quick look here. So, anyway, while we're on this thing, so we can kill some time here.
No.
So, I remember watching it live. I actually paid for it back in the day, but I lost.
I did too.
I had a different login at the time to FITE, so I don't remember. Oh yeah, it is up here, and it is. The hell is this? Is this even the same thing? I didn't get. Oh, purchase options. Okay. Hell no! It's $40.
Is it? Never mind.
Wow! You can watch the pre-show for free though.
There we go.
I'm gonna bootleg it. That's a show. I thought that was a fun show. I remember watching it, and it was one of those shows because I was just kind of sort of getting back into wrestling in a way, and so I didn't really know what to expect, and I was like, "What the fuck is this All In thing that people keep talking about?" And then I saw it, and I was like, "Oh damn, let me try this out," And I got to see a lot of wrestlers I either hadn't seen in years, and I had started following the NWA at the time, so the newer version of the NWA, so it kind of got me really intrigued as to what was going to happen. I had never really seen during Nick Aldis's run in TNA. I wasn't watching TNA at the time, so I just kind of like discovered him at the time, and I was like, "Damn, this guy's great." So that's pretty much it. It got me. That was one of the shows that got me really interested back in wrestling after not being into it for about 4 years.
Guys, All In was a great event to set up the future, what we know as now as AEW. But even the Madison Square Garden show, when I was there, when they were at New Japan, it was a historic event for a non WWE pay-per-view or any event to be there and sell out. And so it was great card, and I enjoyed it. So ROH got a lot of history behind it. Hopefully they bounce back and they do what they need to do to stay on TV or anywhere. And then, they want to keep the library because they got a lot of footage. I mean, from Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio versus CM Punk, all that stuff. So
the superstars. Yeah, the superstars they have that went on to places like WWE, now AEW, Impact, guys like Roderick Strong, Adam Cole, like, Bobby Fish, everybody. Kyle O'Reilly. I'm just throwing off like some of the more modern names. I mean, you think back there's whole sets of Colt Cabana stuff. There's whole, there's Samoa Joe. Thank you. There's just
CM Punk, Kevin
Steen. Yeah. There's just so much. Christopher Daniels,
Tyler Black.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. He hated today that he tweeted today that he hated football. I almost responded because I'm not a very big football fan. Then I realized I'd be responding to Seth Rollins, so I.
So much Seth Rollins. Yeah.
I know, and I feel kind of bad because I think it's one of those things where it's like trendy to hate him. In a way, but at the same time, I just have to say is like I'm the originator. I never really cared for the guy, so
it was like that in ROH. I mean, before he got signed, nobody couldn't stand him. It was like it was real bad. I never knew it was that bad until I found out now. Like they really can't stand him now. I'm like, that's crazy.
He's boring. He's really like, but they build him up like he's the greatest thing on earth. But he's the guy. What do they call him? Like he's a good hand.
Yeah.
But they build him up to be the champion and be the main guy so many times.
Was ROH like that? Did they build him up where he was like?
Honestly, I just remember the name Tyler Black from when he was in there. I don't really even remember him specifically. I just remember him being there. You know what I mean?
Because I remember the heat being real then. I remember reading the articles and they be like, "Yo, Tyler Black, I can't stand this guy." I'm like, and then when WWE signed him, I was like, "Well, he must be good enough for WWE to sign him." Now I see. Now I fully understand.
But they signed. But they signed almost, whatever the fuck you call him. I mean, the guy can't barely move. Yeah. So I mean, no offense, but no, the guy could be a monster if used properly. I'm pretty excited today that AEW announced that they're going to be in Bridgeport, Connecticut in February.
Yes, they are.
Speaking of which, that is a WWE building normally. So no. So that's twice. That's it's kind of interesting that I think that this hasn't happened in many, many years that another company has come into a WWE building, at least in Connecticut. If you remember, in Connecticut's WWE state because it's where they're from. Yes. WCW tried to come to New Haven back in the day. They did 2 shows that drew horribly, and then WWE told the New Haven Coliseum that they weren't going to come back to the New Haven Coliseum if they were going to continue to book other organizations. And literally, and I remember this as a kid, WWF didn't come back for like 2 years to New Haven Coliseum. Now, mind you, when they came to Connecticut, that was their main building over Hartford for the most part.
Yeah.
So I remember, because my parents would never take me to Hartford because it was too far away, at 40 minutes away. So like we lived.
WCW came to Hartford like with Nitros.
Yep, and Nitro was sold out. I went to a house show in Hartford. I don't really remember much about the house show. I remember sitting very close, but I just remember Hacksaw Duggan being there. That's all I remember. So I'm sure if I find it online, I'm sure I can find the results to that. But so I find it interesting that AEW is finally, and it took, mind you, it took WCW good 15 years to invade Connecticut. This is going 2 years. AEW is trying this in 2 years. So
hey, they outsold them for Long Island. That's their home. Yeah. That's their home as well.
That's one of their main buildings out there in Long Island. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, dude, AEW is using the momentum. They're selling out buildings. That's good business. It wasn't bad business if they don't go nowhere. There's good business. They do the stuff down in Universal Studios on a regular. It's just great stuff for a great company that's putting in the work.
Tickets are going on sale this Thursday with a pre-sale. However, the rest of the tickets going on sale Friday morning. So you can get the pre-sale code. I don't have it, or I would give it away. I don't remember. You have
MSG's next. I don't got it, but MSG's
next. That's harsh. I don't see them invading MSG. I mean, it's very possible that they're going to go there.
Listen, for them to do Las Vegas, why would they not do MSG?
You mean Long Island?
No. I know.
When did they do Las Vegas?
Double or Nothing.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And they're going back there again this year.
That's insane. It's insane. I don't know, man. I'd be surprised if AEW did MSG, at least this quick. How long did it take? ROH and New Japan, how long did it take to sell out? That shit sold out really quick, too. I think it sold out the day of, if I remember correctly, the day that tickets went on sale. Because I went on online to try to get tickets that Thursday that they went on sale, and I couldn't get them. I was pissed as hell. So I had planned, and I ended up watching it on TV because this thing, I think when they put the public tickets on sale the next day, they sold out even quicker. I think I sleep later, whatever. So I couldn't get up. But yeah,
I unfortunately got them. I don't know how I think I went to Seat Geek to get them. I got them.
I could have got some scalper tickets, but I'm not paying those prices. You got to wait till you got to wait till the day of the show, and get tickets right out front from the guy for half off when the guys are. I remember, speaking of scalpers, I remember I was at WrestleMania 11. People weren't buying tickets, outside. Now, mind you, that was a Hartford Civic Center. The place, I think people expected that, people to really go crazy over it, but nobody wanted. That was that's continuously voted one of the worst WrestleManias of all time.
The worst WrestleMania ever. If I ever hear one more time that WrestleMania 9 was the worst WrestleMania, I swear I'm slap somebody. WrestleMania 11 was the worst ever.
I was at WrestleMania 11. It was not very. Yeah. However, I remember people trying to sell tickets out front for $10 each because they couldn't get rid of them. Yeah, and I was just like, damn. I was like, I already had my tickets for months. So
I told my wife the other day, I said, do you know WrestleMania 11 was in Hartford? She said, what? I said, yeah, it was in Hartford. And I told
it's just a regular.
It's the worst WrestleMania ever.
That was one of the worst periods for WWE. They weren't drawing very well, so they had to go to a smaller building like that. I mean, not that Madison Square Garden's way bigger than Hartford, right? Is it that much bigger?
Way bigger. Yeah, it's way bigger.
Okay. So mind you, they were doing places like MSG for that. They would go there every 10 years, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
MSG for at least the first 30 years. So yeah, I find that incredible that they couldn't. They had to go to Hartford. And I'm sure that's not the smallest place. It's got to be. There has to be a smaller place. Probably
It
not.
was the shits. Can we curse on here? We curse on here, right? It was the shits.
If
Just
you
believe
haven't
me.
figured out, that you can't swear on here,
I'm sorry, but it was. I get mad every time I think about that WrestleMania. It was the worst. The only best match was Shawn Michaels versus Diesel. Everything else,
well, let's see. I'm gonna
and
try
even
to.
that wasn't even that good.
No, it really wasn't. I'm trying. Excuse me. I'm trying to think of. All right, let's try to do this off the top of our heads without searching for the matches. I remember it was Backlund and Bret Hart, right? For the and that was supposed to be a submission match.
Stay out of my head. Same thing.
Mind you, I was sitting here like, man, this is going to be such a great match, right? At this point, that's when I'm sitting here like I started to like wrestlers for their wrestling ability and not necessarily the characters. I'm sitting like, these guys are going to be great, man. That shit was a stinker.
It was the craps. Then, Lawrence Taylor and Bam Bam was good. He carried him real well. I give him that.
I think that Bam Bam made LT look very good.
Yes,
yeah. What else? There was was it Lex and the Bulldog?
Allied Powers.
You're right. They went against Owen and a surprise partner, right?
No. It was the twins. Jacob
and Eli Blue.
Yes. Yeah. And then it was Smoking Gun versus Owen Hart and Yokozuna.
Okay, so I mixed up the matches there. Jesus. All right, but I think Yokozuna was supposed to be this. Yeah, I remember that. That has potential to be a great match too. It was
terrible too.
Damn. That's ridiculous. Man.
It was just jinx. That whole event was jinx.
And I've been to some shitty shows in my life too. And that and in recent years.
Listen, 1995 for WWE/F at the time was brutal. There's only a few good moments in 1995. A few.
It's funny because I never realized that it was as bad as it was until I go back and watch YouTube videos of say superstars. I'm like, damn. There's Aldo Montoya. There's the Goon. You know, everybody had a secondary job. You know, like the characters. They had some sort of character that they were. It's ridiculous.
It was the absolute worst. 94 was all right. 96 was all right. But 95 in the middle, it seemed like it was something wrong.
Is that the year that Vince thought that he was going to prison? And then
that was 94.
That was 94. So Jerry Jarrett was the one that was taken over, and he started bringing all his USWA guys up under different characters. Yeah,
that was.
I missed that period.
Yeah, that was 94. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, the more we know. What was another worst WrestleMania besides WrestleMania 11?
I don't know. I could talk about the worst Survivor Series, which was 2021. We already talked about
worst. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
I wish I could have fallen asleep during that. You know, I fell asleep during the last WrestleMania I attended, which was the one at the MetLife Stadium. Was that 3 years ago now?
Did you fall asleep?
Dude, we were there for 9 hours.
The stadium?
Yes.
Yeah, we did do a whole work shift in that stadium.
I
was there.
That shit started. Now, mind you, they open the doors at like noon for everybody to go in or something, noon or 1.
No. They opened doors at, I think it was 3:00.
Why did I feel like, okay.
Because you probably thought
you might be right.
Wrestlers. Ball time is at 1:00 for the wrestlers.
Okay. But we got there and we literally, we stood in the parking lot. You know, we went to the shop that they had and we just walked around talking to other wrestling fans. And I got to see fucking people from all over the world wearing their cool indie shirts and, you know, people in their fucking Young Bucks and Bullet Club shirts because you never have enough of those. And I just remember going in there. We were there. It was freezing in there. Mind you, it was mid-April. I'm glad I brought a jacket, but I did fall asleep in the middle of the show. There was literally probably like a 3-hour pre-show, I think, before the actual event started.
I
They
still
started
say they
to
should have did that show with Kofi and Brian.
for the main event.
Yeah, they should have ended with that because nothing topped that whole night. Even though it's historic to have the women main event, it's still nothing topped that moment. So
I could have left during that match and not even worried about it because it was. I mean, it was a good match and all, but it was.
Yeah.
It was whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember. The funny part is I never went back and watched it because I was just like, it fucking was forever. It was too long.
It is too long.
And I remember going into the, you got to get up probably numerous times during a 9-hour event, and you start talking to people in line in the bathroom or the concession stands. And I remember this one guy telling me, you're like, what are you looking forward to? And I'm like, Brian and Kofi. And this guy was like, oh, I'm really looking forward to Triple H and Batista. And I was, that match of all matches, out of every single match that's on the show, that's the one match. I didn't think, that's just kind of like.
That was the longest match for no reason.
Yes. I think everybody hated that because of that it just went forever. Oh, well.
Hey, I'll just rewind. I think the year before? I think it was the year before or something like that. Seth Rollins went against Triple H. That was very long, too, for no reason.
I actually don't remember that. Jesus. Where is my memory? So people ask me about stuff in the 80s, and I'll fucking remember it. But if in the last 20 years of people ask me about wrestling, I barely remember it. I gotta, especially if I was there. So, yeah, there's a lot to remember in those shows.
Can we talk about, I know you didn't see it, but can we talk about the debut of Hook?
Yeah, we can talk about that. I mean, I've seen clips of the match of Hook, and funny, I had no idea who the fuck he was until I actually had to look it up.
The myth and the presence of Hook.
Oh, why is everybody talking about this guy? So that's Taz's real-life son, correct?
Yeah, it's Taz's son. He's been in the background for like a good few months now, just not saying a word. It looked like he has the look, but he's just that guy. He's like one of those guys that, be in a group that's quiet, don't say nothing. And then all of a sudden, when you want some action to happen, he just comes out with something. And this was that prime example. Hook has that mystique about him, and I'm looking forward to seeing some more of him. He's real good. He is real good. So I mean, don't ruin the AEW. I mean, they don't ruin anything else. What I'm saying, don't ruin it. I mean, they ruined the death match a few months ago. But,
oh, the exploding death match, or the
they ruined that. Yeah.
The firecracker match, yeah.
Yeah.
they ruined the was it Moxley versus Suzuki? That match had potential to be.
Yeah.
And it was like 10 minutes, and then there was a freaking commercial break, and I was like, "This fucking sucks." Like I was pissed.
We remember you venting on the episode that we did.
I'm sure because I went off.
You could go in the archives and you could see Rick go sick for 20 minutes about.
My thing is this: do not build something up and then put it on TV, have a commercial break in the middle of it, and just lose all the momentum. There was a lot of hype behind it once Suzuki appeared. Okay, I was excited.
They never did it again.
No, but then they ended up having him and Danielson too, which I thought was somewhat better.
Yes, it was real good.
Did you see the before we get back into it? Did you see the prototype for the new Minoru Suzuki action figure? Ringside, whatever the hell you call it, is producing the Ringside Collectibles is producing the figure. I saw it today.
No, I didn't. They doing it?
Yes, it looks amazing. I'm definitely gonna buy it when it comes out. Nice. It was sick looking, dude. Yeah, I don't even collect that many figures. I very rarely buy figures, but they got to be something really special. But this was actually the only figures I have are all Japanese figures. So never mind. So they're all like 1990s New Japan figures that I have. So
okay.
I don't think I did that. I didn't do it on purpose. It's just the way that it worked out. Oh, and I have a Nick Aldis figure. So I lied. So yeah, this figure looks amazing so far. The mold of it looks just like him. Like it really does. So I wonder if the shit will chop you and kill you as well.
Probably will.
So yeah, Hook. So I have yet to see this guy. You saying he's good? There's a lot of hype around him. So
A lot of hype,
Yeah.
Give it a look, and then we'll check it back next episode, and then I'll ask you. I'm like, what are your thoughts?
I got to catch up on my AEW. Like I said last week, I might have watched Dynamite. I was normally I watch Dynamite in my bedroom at night, but something happened to the cable. It literally, that one channel comes in like scrambled. Every other channel comes in perfectly, except for that. Remember, like it looks like all psychedelic and like fucking weird, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? It's like I've been watching it this way since for 2 years, and one day just TNT doesn't come in anymore. I can put on USA, which the two channels are right next to each other. It works fine. So I usually watch it on my internets.
It's a conspiracy theory.
It totally is, because I want to sit in bed late at night and watch AEW Dynamite, but now I can't.
What about
now it's moving to TBS though, right?
So yes, it's moving to TBS. Before we segue that, yeah, moving TBS January, the beginning of January, and it will be at the Prudential Center in New Jersey, Newark.
Quite impressive. I'm not going to New Jersey. That's Winter is Coming, correct? Is that Winter?
Winter is Coming is actually this Wednesday. You got
okay. I'm sorry. That
Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson. I am not predicting that there's going to be a world title change. I think it's too soon for Paige to win it.
It's too soon, but
lose it. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a banger of a match. I remember seeing you and said when I doubted that Adam Page was going to win it that night, you were like, nah, it's his time. He's going to win it. Kenny's going to lose it. And I doubted you. And then, of course, I went home, and it was the same night as a PAPW event. And then I went home, and I was like, motherfucker was right. So so I lose on that. I guess sometimes I get a little too worked up on that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to
it's an emotional roller coaster with wrestling.
It really is. So it really is, dude. You get invested. But I also thought that Paige should have won it 2 years ago, because I thought that they were going to build him as a star, and that's what they were going to do, is like they're going to put the belt on him and make him that star like that. But you know what I mean? In hindsight, looking back, I'm like, they did it the right way. They did it the right way. Because he could have lost all momentum if he won it right off the bat. So
he could have had the Cody effect right now.
Ouch. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's brutal. I was actually reading something about him earlier, because people were like, apparently when he was in Ring of Honor, he was getting booed just as much. People didn't like him then either.
Yep.
So this is nothing new.
Nothing new. Nothing.
Does he have the, would you call it the X-Pac heat? The go away heat?
Sooner or later he will. Sooner or later. I seen it coming before the booze even started, because you could tell. He has that heel stuff in him, so
right.
You can see the little eggs be playing it. So sooner or later he's gonna do it, and he's gonna give himself a AEW championship shot. Trust me, it's coming. Why would he not?
No, I think you're right. Because he wasn't that part of the stipulation that he's never gonna get a shot ever.
Yes. So
there's gonna be something.
He's
gonna turn heel. He's gonna use that executive vice president role, I guess, to turn it around. Excuse me.
That'd be the ultimate heel move. Why not?
Absolutely. Let's talk some Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. I just watched his Broken Skull sessions with Steve Austin the other day.
That was filmed prior to his release?
Yes, it was filmed. It aired on Thanksgiving, and he was saying how he was on the right page. I mean, it's not the first time I heard that from him, but I really thought it was like really, but before I even go into that, I really not going to judge the dude. You don't know whether he was probably tired that night in Texas, where the house show was being done at. So I'm not even going to judge and know if he was on something. Maybe he was sluggish, tired, injured. Never know. So
There's a lot of things that
there's a lot of things that have been going on. Yeah, WWE asked him if he want to do rehab. He said no. So.
Well, one of the things is that, his wife had actually tweeted out, I'm not sure if you saw it, it's like, never mind what you heard, blah, 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 etc. You know what I mean? Like, because people always react to things they hear, not things that they actually know, something to that effect. And, So it's like basically alluding to the fact that he was not inebriated. Matt put out a nice tweet talking positive that we about to have a run-in. So, no.
Oh, no.
I thought we were going to have I thought we were having a run-in.
Oh, no. You know why I do that? I do that because as we recording this, Raw is on. So I'm taking
it's Monday, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, it is Monday.
Damn. I'll watch the Hulu version where they cut it, to an hour and a half. So,
well, I'm doing my eyes are bullet points. I'm just doing bullet points like this and just like, oh, that's what's going on.
All right. If there's any breaking news, you got to break it here.
There's none. None.
No, I'm sure.
3 hours. That's what I can tell you. That's the breaking news.
They have not moved it back to 2 hours.
Have not.
So he also, like Matt Hardy put out saying that his brother's fine. There's nothing wrong with him, and he's still on the right track, on the right path, Yeah. And from what I understand, somebody also said that there was a video footage of it out there that he was basically in there for the whole match, and he just got worn out after being in there for the whole match. And then, when he finally got tagged out, he just fucking took a hike,
He said,
and
F it and went into the ground.
Yeah. So there's definitely got to be more to the story. Definitely. I pray and hope for the best for him, to be honest with you.
Me too.
So, this is a guy that has struggled. Yeah. 100%. It is. It's hard to, drugs and alcohol are very bad. We just talked about Jimmy Rave at the top of the hour, who we lost today. So, it's just, it's not an easy task to stay on the right track. So I don't even know if that's even false. You know what I mean? We don't know, but I pray and hope for the best for him.
Nah, I do too.
Yep.
What's next, Rick?
What's next? What else do we have? I
think that's it, right?
We don't got much else to talk about.
Our upcoming events are just winners coming, and then we got
winners coming
weeks away.
Yeah, I'm not really. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about day one. We don't talk a whole lot of WWE here.
Yeah,
but and I find us talking less and less of it as the time goes on. The two main television shows. Actually, now they have three. Main television shows. NXT is not
NXT 4 games. I did watch that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I've heard. Well, I spoke to somebody at work. They really only said that there was only 2 good matches on it. I really had no interest in referring to the War Games. The men's War Game match was pretty good. That was from what I heard. Obviously, Johnny Gargano and Kyle O'Reilly are pretty much done with NXT WWE. I have a feeling that Kyle O'Reilly is going to end up in AEW at some point soon. Johnny Gargano, they kind of built as if he could come back. I know he's leaving so he could, him and his wife are having a child. Mm-hmm. So we don't really know what's going to happen, with that. Yes. I mean, my prediction is, once that ending of, when he came out and made his speech that he was, taking time off for his, his family and stuff like that, that he was going to come back. So I think that honestly, there's a very good chance that he will. I mean, WWE treated him very well. They didn't really do anything too stupid with him, other than the Dexter Loomis storyline where he was he Dexter Loomis's father, stepfather, or some bullshit. Yeah. But outside of that, he put on some great matches. You know.
Yeah, he did. I enjoyed him being there, and especially the DIYs and FTR now. But I remember those classic confrontations. I was there for their first one.
Yeah.
The first one was real good in Brooklyn.
The first takeover.
Yeah. Well, their first takeover between FTR now and DIY.
The funny part about it is I'm going to sound like a fucking complete idiot. I don't even remember what the hell their name is when they were in WWE.
Me neither.
No, dude, it's funny
just
because
like
you're going to grow accustomed to them being FTR for God knows how long, and then it's just like, shit, I remember them there. I remember why I hated. Well, I liked them, but I'm just like, I remember them in that stupid storyline with the Usos and the fucking shaving of the back, and I'm like, this is the fucking dumbest shit. And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting here. Like, what the hell? I bet you I can look that up in a flat second, and then I'm going to fucking hate myself for forgetting it because...
Probably the easiest name ever.
It really is. Watch. Well, let's see. FTR. And... Jesus Christ, why is it going to take a year to open? Of course, right? It is The Revival. How stupid can I be? The Revival. Dumbass.
That's so easy.
I mean, because they were a great tag team, possibly the greatest tag team out there. So, yeah, I don't have much else going on. AEW's come to Bridgeport. We talked about that. I plan on going to grabbing tickets. Paradise Alley
has Thursday.
Oh, Spider-Man is this? Yeah, we can talk about Spider-Man. This is has grown.
Are you a Marvel fan?
I know, but my sons are. I was. But I
Bring
think
your sons in here.
No, they ain't here, man. They went home, man. They went home. So back in Georgia, I drove them to the airport last Tuesday, and I think that's the day that we switched. We were gonna record Sunday. Then I said, we'll do a Tuesday, and I just remember waking up at 3:00 in the morning and driving them to the airport, and I was fucking dead. So I was like, nah, dude, I can't do tonight. So yeah. And here we are this week. We finally got it. Finally did it. Yeah. Yeah. Things happen. So yeah, no, my sons are huge Marvel and DC guys and Star Wars guys. Their mother lives down in Georgia with them. They moved down to Georgia like a year ago, my ex-wife. And their mother does not allow them to watch stuff like that. Because just based on her religion. I'm just going to leave it at that. I don't want to get too far into the, off air. We can talk more about it. I think it's fucking insane. But, so they come up here and they binge watch for weeks at a time or months. They'll come for the entire summer for the June and July or July and August, whatever. And they'll just sit there and watch everything they're not allowed to watch for, the entire year. So. Yeah. So my son discovered what did he discover? Flash, the Flash, the DC series that was on what channel was that on? CW? Yeah. This is the modern one. Is it still on? But he watched every single episode in the 2 weeks that they were here. And so he moved from Flash to watching Arrow. So if you would know Arrow.
First season, then I stopped.
I watched the first 3 seasons, and I think it's really good. I just couldn't continue. Apparently, there's like 8 seasons. I just didn't have the time to continue it. It was a really good show.
He's dead. Right?
You'd have to ask my sons because I didn't get that far into the series. Okay. I don't know. I know he showed up in New Japan with that gimmick. That's all I know. So, and I have the shirt. I have his shirt from New Japan as well. So yeah, that's all I remember.
Spider-Man this Thursday.
I'll probably watch that. But
big deal. All 3 Spider-Man should be in it. It's the worst kept secret ever.
Yeah. Is that going to be in the theaters or is it going to be on like HBO Max or anything like that?
It's gonna be in theaters this Thursday.
I can't go to the theater, man. I'm too old for that shit.
No. Go to the theater, Rick.
I'm gonna have to bring some. I'm gonna have to bring some liquor if I'm going to the theater.
They sell liquor at the theater.
What theater?
Yes.
What
Let
theater?
me tell you.
What theater do you go to?
The North Haven Theater sells
The one by Chick-fil-A?
margaritas. Yes, they sell margaritas. They sell rum, Jack Daniels and Coke. Yes.
This is not the same theater that I grew up with. Jesus, I'm just gonna. Now I know what I'm doing.
They sell Starbucks.
Okay.
Everything in there. Yes.
Damn.
Yes.
I can tell you the last movie I went and saw in the theater.
Drinks are strong too, so I don't drink too much.
Really? It sounds like
they
a place I want to go. Don't ever tell me not to drink too much. I'm just gonna end up drinking more.
But yeah, that's the only
Yeah.
place I know. I know Milford does. I know Milford used to have the bar, but
Wow,
yes,
that's incredible.
it has a whole margarita frosted machine and everything
Damn.
else. So.
That's pretty incredible. I'm gonna have to start going and hanging out at the movies more often.
Listen, you gotta step out the house. There's some things out there. Some things. Changing.
Absolutely. I actually, the funny part is I don't even know what movies are out there anymore. I don't. Like,
I just know Spider-Man's out, and then I know that Gucci movie's out. I forgot the name of the Gucci movie. That movie's
what the fuck
out.
is that?
The one I guess about the guy that owns Gucci. He gets there's a plot to kill him, something like that.
Oh yeah.
You asked me about
I know what Gucci is, like the handbags and stuff.
Afterlife. That was a good movie.
What was?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Oh, I didn't see it. Did you go to the theater and see it, or did you bootleg it?
Yeah, it was real good. I went to the movie.
All right. I'm gonna have to see that, but I'm gonna wait for it to come on HBO Max or some bullshit. I'm too cheap. I can't. Like, you go to the theater, you're gonna end up spending just like $80. Like, and
you're right, but Tuesdays.
Oh yeah, that's right. But then now that I found out that they serve liquor, I'm gonna end up spending probably like $1.50. So
you may. I don't think so.
No, they sell beer. I like my beer.
They sell beer too.
I'm a drunk most of the time. Usually on here. Usually when we're here doing this, but not this week. So.
Not this week. It's a weekend. Not this week.
Yeah. I'm pretty freaking exhausted. I tried to take a nap earlier, but it just didn't work out.
Hey, you're supposed to do this last night? I took a nap and I ended up waking up at 12:55 in the morning.
Yeah, see, this was supposed to be released a day earlier. You can blame Marcel this week. So
blame me.
Last week you can blame me for last week because I was just exhausted and sick the whole week.
We just playing dos.
But at least we got here. We're able to record.
We got here. We're here now. We'll be here next week. I don't know whether it's Sunday or Monday, but it'll be one of those days.
Shit, I don't know what the fuck day it is. All right.
Yo, man.
Christmas is. Oh man. Anyways, we're goofing off towards the end here. We're having a little fun. Marcel, we got some. Go to ParadiseAlleyProWrestling.com. Go to Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling's Facebook page. There's lots of great stuff. Look for the content that's coming up. I've posted a bunch of pictures from the event, not many, but you could go check out my Instagram at PWZ Podcast, my TikTok at PWZ Pod. I've posted some fun stuff, and that's pretty much it. Go like, subscribe, share, and subscribe to this YouTube. We have actually broken the 2,500 mark this afternoon. So I've been trying to push towards that. So I'm very excited. Let's get us a little higher, folks. Come on, and I want you to now.
10K.
Yes.
That's too much.
No. We gotta get up to just as many as what's his name, Kincaid over there, who's I think at 14,000. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Let's do it, folks. Like, subscribe, share, and maybe there'll be a little bit of a few perks here and there, some giveaways if we keep getting higher. Because I got some really cool stuff to give away actually. So I've been holding it here. I'm waiting for somebody to say, yeah, maybe next week when we're recording, I'll announce it at the top of the show. All right. Enjoy, folks. Marcel, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Once again, Instagram, Twitter at Showtime Marcel. You find me on Facebook under Marcel Williams. Again, like, subscribe, continue to follow the PWZ podcast on all the social media outlets that Rick is about to give you. Be well, be safe. Good night. Close it, Rick.
Twitter, Facebook. What's the other one? Instagram, TikTok. Check us out. PWZ podcast. We're getting up there on TikTok, dude. We've got over 2,000. Actually, we're getting close to 3,000 on TikTok.
Nice.
We got some really cool content there, and of course, you can always catch out little clips of Paradise Alley and Showtime Marcel on TikTok, like our TikTok, and obviously our YouTube. You can check out some full matches. Black Friday edition Alley fights. Every match is uploaded. Go check it out and enjoy those. Have fun, everybody. See you next week.